we just log in. Can't see it. So, welcome to everybody who is tuning in now to my, here we are, click and tune in. Welcome! This is the first time I've done this by myself, so be joining the grown-ups now. And so we are here for the question and answer. We've got Ria just taking the photograph, so bless her, thank her. And I am open to any questions that you have. We've had a few come in already, so we will answer those. The first one was from Shelley. Shelley wanted to know, what did Shelley want to know? Oh yes, how do you know that the angels are there? How can you visualize in your meditation? She has said that many times that she's been visualizing in her meditations and they are, she can't see anything. Well, this happens when you're on the beginning of your journey. So what happens when you are tuning in, when you go into that space of meditation, it's all about letting go and letting the energy just flow through you. And so as the energy just flows through you, you might see colours, you might see shapes, you might see symbols. All of this is a visualization. And as you get more and more practiced at your meditation, then your clairs all start to kick in. So your clairvoyance, your claircognizance, your clairaudience, your clairsentience, and all of these are the senses, the five senses. So clairvoyance is your seeing, and that's when you can see and visualize. When you can hear, that's your clairaudience. When you can feel, that's the sensitivity of clairsentience. And when you have a knowing, it's claircognizance. And then, of course, there's hearing, which is clairaudience. The claircognizance, the knowing, is the strongest. It's, you know, if you know something, then it's absolutely 100% sure about what it is that you are 100% sure about your knowing. That's your claircognizance. And often, that's the sense that we rely on most, but we just don't know it. So the trick in meditating is to ask the angels to meditate fully on your clairs, and for you to be more clairvoyant, so you'll be able to see through your third eye. Then you really, really need to make sure that your sacral chakra is clear, because it's a blocked sacral chakra, a blocked navel, that causes you to not be able to see, hear or feel psychically. And when you're very stressed out, that's often what happens. Everything shuts down. So I hope that's answered your question, Shelley. We can go into more depth in that in a while. But I thought, first of all, what we would do is we would really call these angels in, because 10 minutes in the morning, 11 minutes at the 11:11:11 isn't really long enough for you to really feel the angels. It's a good idea, and I know people are doing this. They're stringing them together, so they're sitting down with 2 or 3 of the 11:11 etheric hugs and getting 20 minutes to an hour meditation time. So you can really do this kind of elongated meditation at any time, but the 11 minutes is specifically for you to take a breath, for you to really enjoy the energy of the angels. So we're going to have at least an hour this evening. I know other people who do this end up doing like 2 to 3 hours. I don't think we're going to have a marathon this evening because it's all a bit new. So let's try and answer some of these questions. But the first thing we want to do is to really make sure that the angels are here. So these are my two crystals that are the wisdom keepers, and we cleared the space to start with. I'm just going to light the sage once more from the candle. This is white sage. You have white sage sticks. Yeah, try not to set fire to anything, please, Daisy, or anybody else out there, because it's the smoke that actually is the cleansing and the clearing. And this is really quite amazing. It clears, you take it across the top of your head, and it takes away any fears, any confusion, anything in the air, any pollen, any virus, any bacterium, any germ. It's wonderful. There's no secret or surprise that they use incense and frankincense in churches and have done forever. So get yourself some sage, it's really fantastic. So the crystals that I ask for guidance from are my cathedral crystals. Here we have Crystal and Cersei. I remember her name. I asked her name. She said Cersei. So these two crystals, you hold it in your hands like this, and we're just going to ask for the energy of the crystals and the angels to come through to help us now to ask questions and to answer them. Okay, so close your eyes and just take a big deep breath in. Center, ground, earth, as the column of light just flows through from the top of your head to the tip of your toes, from your soul star to your earth star to your heart star. And as we call in the angels of awakening, the angels of the Elohim, the Omnipheme, the Seraphim, the Cherubim, the Malachim, all of the angels just pouring in their light and their wisdom, as the angels now flow through this column of light, this pillar of love, as it flows through from the great central sun. And as it opens your heart, this beautiful space in the centre of your heart, this golden flower has 12 golden petals. And as the petals open, one by one by one, and as they open now, the 6 petals at the front beaming out, the 6 petals at the back beaming out through your heart chakra. And as you step now into the centre of your heart, stepping into this space and place of love, this beautiful light radiating through the centre of your heart chakra, and in the centre, the pearl of your heart, the pearl of your wisdom, the pearl of your truth. And this is the pearl that we ask all the questions to. We ask the pearl of our heart, and the pearl of our heart will answer. And it answers in truth. It cannot be anything other than in full integrity. And so if you ask a question that is not true, the answer will just disappear like a soap bubble. It just goes pop, and the answer, it will stay if it is true. Okay, so there we are. You start in the pearl of your heart, starting in this place with the angels. And so we're going to ask for the questions. So the first question we asked was about your clairvoyance, your clairaudience, your claircognizance, and your clairsentience. So if you want to hear, just ask the angels to help you with your clairsentience. You know, you could just wake up every day and say, angels, please help me with my clairs. And they will. So we have a question from Sue Chubb. Let's have a look and see what Sue Chubb's question is. I don't know how I'm going to find it. This is interesting. Sorry, right, it's right at the top apparently, so we can go right to the top. What was Sue Chubb? I think Sue came to Egypt with us, didn't she? She came a few years ago. We've had some amazing journeys to Egypt. So again, what is the best way to start working with Merlin? Well, of course, that's a question from Sue. Hi, Sue. When we go to Egypt, that's where we really connect with the angels, where we connect with the keys and codes of your ancient past, because we are all we're all a product of our forebears, our forefathers. So each part of our makeup is made up of this lineage. So when you go back to places like the temples of Egypt, you have a cellular memory, and Merlin was one of the major teachers in the temples of Egypt. And Merlin is an energy, the Merlin that the vortex healing is, the healing art of vortex is Merlin's healing art, and the Merlin who brought that through is Mahindra. So the original Merlin energy is called Mahindra, and Mahindra is an avatar, an amazing energy of transformation, flowing through the ray of purple, the purple ray. And so Merlin, this is why when you see Merlin, you see Merlin's violet, indigo, purple ray. This is one of the reasons I wear amethyst all the time, because the amethyst helps to transform. It transforms, transmutes and transfers the energy. So Merlin, the avatar, he set up a healing realm originally called Mauma, and so Mauma had 7 divine beings in it. It's still there. In the vortex healing we have transcended that. They're still there if you wish to use them, but we now go directly to source, accessing divinity. But the angels that Mahindra set out to heal humanity is the basis of Merlin's global healing grid, this beautiful energy that helps anyone who really is in need of healing. And so if you've ever had a vortex healing with me, that is why we first call in Merlin, because Merlin, it is Merlin's healing art. And when we work with the angels, we work with the angels of awakening, and I met these in the Great Pyramid in Giza in the year 1999, 2000. I'm just giggling here because this is crystal, and inside crystal is an inclusion that is in the shape of Merlin. And so as I'm talking to you, I can see this crystal just waving. I know people think I'm mad when I say that, but when I started Vortex, this was my crystal, the crystal cathedral that was the one that I had in all my classes, so that it could absorb and take in and be the recorder for all the classes, and it went right through to the Merlin's Jewel. It's really fantastic, because after Merlin's Jewel didn't really need to have a crystal, the energy, we were going directly to source. So Merlin, this magnificent avatar, he helps us in our wisdom. Again, he teaches the mystery school information. So we're living in a mystery school here in Glastonbury. There's many mystery schools around the world, and there's many people who have the title of Merlin, because that's what it is. It's a title. When you reach a certain level in your development, in your wisdom, in your spiritual enlightenment, or maybe that's the wrong word, awakening, your spiritual awakening. Because, people say to me, are you awake? Are you enlightened? You ask that question of the Dalai Lama, and he will say, I'm working on compassion. And that's what I like to say too. So, working on compassion, working with Merlin. Merlin is the title of somebody who is able to transform energy. And again, it depends, are you a grown-up Merlin or a little Merlin? Are you a wizard who in training, or are you a wizard who is really adept at that healing art? Who knows? Ask the pearl of your heart, you certainly will know. So the next question. I hope that answered your question, Sue. And we were going to see you, weren't we, at the York show, which has been postponed till next year. So let's hope we can do that. That beautiful healing art show in York and in Harrogate. Sandra Ferreira, is there any guidance for me from the angels? Well, I don't know, is there? Let's ask your heart, Sandra. Now, the first thing you do when you ask the angels for guidance is you can ask people their opinion, or you can ask your angels for your opinion, because guidance is an opinion. We either take the guidance, we say thank you very much, or we gather the guidance and we then choose which bit that we would like to take. Or follow. You know, how many times has somebody asked you what to do and then they've gone off and done something completely different? And it's because they're gathering the guidance. So are you going to look outside yourself for guidance, or are you going to ask the angels and really hear it, really feel it, really know it? We're coming back to the claircognizance, clairsentience, and clairvoyance again. So, Sandra, are you asking me for guidance, or are you asking the angels? Or are you asking the angels to tell you what they want you to know? I think it's a bit of all of that. So here we are. We will first of all put your hand on your heart, put your left hand on your heart, and your right hand on your tummy button. This makes the connection of head and gut, so it's the power of love. Your navel assemblage point at your gut is really your sacral chakra, is your earthing, your grounding, your knowing, and your heart is the pearl of your heart, where the pearl of your truth is. So if you want to know something from the angels, you're in your pearl of wisdom. Close your eyes, Sandra. Take in a breath. And ask your heart your question, the question you'd like to know most. Everyone can do this. Just ask your angel, what is it that they want you to know? And that is how you invite and ask an angel's help. Now, if you're looking outside for help, you're looking for gathering from outside, then I've made a set of cards. These are called oracle cards, and this is another way for you to get guidance from your angels. These are the Angels of Awakening Love, Life and Creation cards, and they are the cards that we made through Soul and Spirit, magnificent magazine here in the UK. And this is the Universal Lesson of Creation. So, Sandra, we are asking for you, and anyone else who's asked, for aspiration. Be an inspiration to yourself at all times and recognize your own aspirations. So, your expectations, your aspirations, your inspirations, they all come when you ask your angels and you trust what your angel is asking for you. This is amazing because this is the first angel, and it's actually the angel who is on the cover of my book. Now, I've only got 3 of these left, so they really are a limited edition. And the angel was the angel that started the Angels of Awakening school, really, because I wanted to know which lessons of life, what karma meant. And so this aspiration, she really was inspirational and aspirational for me. She helped me for a big part of my journey, to help me to find out what the universal laws were, what the universal lessons of life were, the spiritual laws, because the people kept saying to me, oh, it's karma, it's karma. My mum had a brain tumour, and they kept saying it's her karma, and I didn't understand what that meant, so I had to look it up. So when we look outside for answers, this is how the angels give us a question from the outside. And then you can choose whether you're going to take that message or not. Aspiration, inspiration, ask the angels and they will show you. I'm just going to pull you another one. Oh, it's so funny. There's 72 cards here, and I've just pulled another one of the same angels. So leadership. Leadership is an action that demonstrates your commitment to yourself. So again, lead the way, Sandra. Ask your heart and know and trust your own outcome. I'm just going to pull one more here, and this is, yes, free will. Free will is the divine choice to be who you truly are. So when you're asking for questions from the outside, from cards or from tarot, know that you're free will. So you're asking the questions, and you're then going to make a choice, your choice, because it is a divine choice to be who you truly are. That's really what you're asking for when you're asking a question of the angels. What is it you can tell me? And they're asking you to know that you have all the answers yourself inside yourself. They'll give you clues. The angels are giving you clues all the time. It's learning how to interpret those clues. It's learning how to use your crystals. It's learning how to recognise when there's feathers everywhere. Here's a feather, beautiful big swan's feather. That, you know, this is a white feather. Oh, it's been put on there really clearly. There we are. Big swan feather. This is a white one, which you know your angels are near you. But, you know, they can be multicoloured. They can be black feathers. They can be all over, all different kinds of feathers. Just know that the angels are giving you your messages that way too. So I hope that answered your question. So the next question we have now is from Joan Marie. How to switch off when you're a channel? That's such a good question. Because sometimes when you turn that tap on, it's quite hard, isn't it? First of all, how do you know you're a channel? You know you're a channel. Oh, I've just seen Athena. Hi, darling. How cool. I watched your show the other night. It was absolutely amazing. How did you do 3 hours in one go? How incredible. So, because she's channeling, because the energy just flows through you. Much love. So as you channel that energy, you channel your joy, you channel the messages, you can work out what's yours and what is coming from the divine source. And so how do you turn it off? You turn it off in exactly the same way as you turn it on, by intention. And so we talked about the clairs, clairvoyance, clairsentience, clairaudience, and so the turning on your clairvoyance channel is literally by turning that channel. You know, it took me a long time to work out where mine was. Was it over here or was it over there? And I had a wonderful teacher who said to me, think of it like a radio dial, you know, on the old-fashioned radios where you just turn the dial, and that's what we did. We literally went round to find out where the channel was coming from, where the energy was coming from. Was it on this side or on this side of the body? And the whole idea is to bring it so that it comes in through your heart, and then you know it's true, then you know it's real. And as it comes in through your heart, it comes into that place, into that space. And when you have completed the channel, you close and turn it off. Okay, it's so simple. It's sometimes so hard to do because all sorts of other things are happening, but it can be very, very helpful if you have some grounding stones, some stones that can help you. This is a garnet, we have obsidian, we have smoky quartz, we have all sorts of boji stones. These will help you to turn off your channel because they help you to ground. They help you to switch off. And it's by intention. So, because, you wouldn't want to keep your phone on all the time, open all the time, would you? You have your phone on in your pocket, but the channel isn't open all the time. So you switch it off. You say thank you very much, and you put the phone, you kill the call. You let go of the connection. And so, have we got any more questions? I hope that answered your question. What else have we been asked? We've been asked about the talking about Hi Brittany, talking about Merlin. He's very hello Brittany James, a wizard in training. Yay! So what else have we got here? Oh, there's Nancy saying she misses the Daisy Centre. We miss the Daisy Centre too. And so, next question I'm going to ask is answer. Oh, it's from Rosie. Wonderful. Thank you, Rosie. So, first question that she asked was, we said it this morning, and we say it every time we meet each other when we are in a spiritual setting or a spiritual space, and it's Om Namah Shivaya. And Om Namah Shivaya, it's a saying that is connecting you to your spirit. It means salutations, adoration to Lord Shiva. So it's connecting the universal consciousness of one, which is connecting your divinity and seeing and recognizing the divinity in others. So when you say Om Namah Shivaya, you are saying, I salute the divinity within you. It's a beautiful, beautiful saying. There's another one which I love, which is called In Lakesh. In Lakesh, I am another you. So this is a beautiful way to really recognise the divinity and beauty. And of course, you greet with the hand on the heart and on your navel. This is the power of love. The beautiful greeting that is all empowering. And when I speak to the angels, and you'll see me do this all the time, when I'm healing, I salute the divinity within you. This is called the Shammai. And the Shammai, when you are holding out your hands to receive and the other one to give. And this is how you meet the angels and how you meet those divine beings that are on other dimensions. I'm going a bit off key there, aren't I? But when you go astral travelling or anywhere and you meet somebody who is not of your race, you would meet them with, I salute the divinity within you. Shammai means I love you, means that I am giving and receiving in equal balance. How beautiful is that? And so Rosie's second question was, how do you know when the angels are with you? And if you're calling the angels, say you're calling Archangel Michael like we did today, are you taking Archangel Michael away from anybody else who needs him? And how come he can be everywhere at the same time? And the answer is a very, very good question. And the answer to that is that they are omnipresent. They are like the atmosphere around the earth. It is absolutely all-encompassing, all-holding, and the angels can be absolutely with whoever, wherever, at any time, because they are not of this dimension. The dimension that the angels usually work within, we are in the third dimension, fourth, fifth, sixth, depending on your vibration. We are all coming as a humanity. We're raising now from the third and the fourth dimension. Fourth is where you go into the dream state, the meditative state, and the fifth dimension is where where humanity is going into now. It's waking up big time. But the angels, you find them in the 7th dimension, usually. 7th dimension, 8th, 9th, 10th, and the angels of awakening, the ones that I work with, they're from the 13th dimension. Amazing beings, absolutely incredible. And they are very much like the sun. We can't go to them, and the same with the big archangels, but they can come to us. They see everything as one love, one heart, as one. That's why we keep saying this over and over again, because it is the one love, the one heart, and we breathe as one. So it's really important to know that when you are calling an angel, and you can call more than one angel. Do not feel, I've called Michael, I can't call Raphael. They will, if Michael thinks Raphael needs to come, he'll call him. He'll say, all right, come on, we need some help over here. I'm holding the space and I'm protecting, and I need you to come in and do some healing. And the same with Raziel and Metatron, or Uriel and Jophael. They all work together. And so the angels, they will, again, call in their mates. So don't think that if I'm just calling one person, one angel, then I'm stopping somebody else. And of course that's really important at this time too, with the energies of healing, and so many people requiring help. Am I stopping it going over there when really I can cope? The people who say I can cope, I don't need an angel, send them 2 or 3 or 4, because they're often the ones who really are holding back when they can receive as much as the angels want them to. And the universal law is that you can't, they won't come unless you invite them, but you can send an angel, you can pray for somebody at any time. The prayers that come again are sent along the angelic rays, the lights of the angels. So where are we with the questions? Somebody's asking me, is there a link to your oracle deck? There are lots of links, and they are all on SoundCloud, so some of them have got pictures and some of them haven't. We've got, hi Rosie, from Los Angeles. Hi, got some wonderful, amazing guests and Facebook friends this week. So welcome to all those who have come in just over the last week, and it's been absolutely amazing. A lot to do with how I'll tell you about Merlin's Celtic roots. So this is Lisa Cohen. I'm not sure, is Lisa from the UK or is she from USA? New Jersey. New Jersey. Oh, amazing. Hello. I think these wonderful Atlantic friends from across the Atlantic, from America, they've all come in from my wonderful friend Athena. Blessings to you, Athena. We met you, I think you told our story, how you met us, but we met you again in the most unbelievable way. It was just incredible. The crystals that you have are just sublime. It was a wonderful time when we met you, completely by accident. I had no idea it was going to happen. I walked into your Sage Goddess studio, and it was like literally like coming home. There was these amazing amethyst wings that were literally, you stood in front and it looked like you had angel wings, and it was just like, oh my goodness me, it was just phenomenal. And we met each other, it was like a sister of light. It was just fabulous. So yeah, absolutely love you, it was brilliant. So, and we do talk quite a lot now, it's lovely. So Lisa, let's find out about your question. I'm going to ask the crystals, so we're going to ask Crystal and Cersei about Merlin's Celtic roots, because the story of Merlin is, there are many Merlins. The Merlin that we think of King Arthur's Merlin, he was in fact the 7th Merlin, and he was the jester, he was the wise one, he was the apothecary, it's not easy to say that word, apocryphy. And there's some fantastic books about Merlin. Merlin's Crystal Cave books are wonderful. They tell you all about his journey from a young boy and how Merlin became the wizard and how he became the teacher of King Arthur as a young boy and as a man. And so the story of King Arthur is very dear to us here in Avalon, in Glastonbury, because this is where he alleged to have his round table under the Tor. When you go to the Tor, it's an incredible place, and the energies of Glastonbury are very magical, very mystical. They are, as I mentioned earlier, like a mystery school. Everything that goes on here is just a little bit more magnified, a little bit more mad. And when you come on your spiritual journey through to the realms of Avalon, which is the inner world of Glastonbury, you really can connect with some phenomenal energies and wisdoms of your true authentic self. It's how lots and lots of people find themselves, and they find their keys, their codes. I know that it certainly opened up my spiritual journey by coming here. And there's so many coincidences. Again, finding myself in California was just a total Merlin Leela. It was Merlin's idea, it was Merlin's going along in the first place, was all set out by Merlin. Coming here to Glastonbury, again, was a Merlin experience. When I say that, it means that there's some magic in it. There's something in it that has been there, but you're not really sure of it. I was on QVC in the UK selling a pillow that had Merlin on it. Had it sold over 5 million pillows with Merlin on it, and I didn't even know who he was. How amazing is that? And it wasn't until I came here that I discovered that he is and was a real being. He was the wisdom behind the throne of King Arthur. So that particular one, the Glastonbury one, and there's been many Merlins. There's the Merlin of Kamal in Egypt, and that's another story. Absolutely amazing. The energy of Merlin again is attributed to the story of the three wise kings at the birth of Jesus. So, you know, there are many Merlins, and when you connect to Merlin on the etheric, when you connect to the energy of Merlin, Mahindra's Merlin, you are connecting to the wisdom of divinity. So that means, just like the archangels, he is everywhere, absolutely everywhere, and there to help with healing, wisdom, guidance, and of course awakening. And just to let you know that a female Merlin is called Merlina. And yeah, I've been a Merlina for quite some time now. I always laugh when I say that because it's quite funny. So we have another question from Keisha Osborne. How do you reconnect when you lose your faith? Very interesting question, Keisha, because when you lose your faith, it's often the time for a rest. And it's a time to stop, because your energies have emptied. Your vessel is empty. There is a very big saying that says you can't give from an empty vessel. And often when everything gets overwhelming and too much, what happens is we are spread so thin. And I say we because I do understand what it means to lose your faith. I do understand how daunting it can be. to feel that you are totally on your own, that this is all a load of old codswallop. It doesn't work for me. It used to be very strong. It's not strong anymore. It's your energy taking a rest. And how do you recognize when you've lost your faith that it is part of the process? It is part of the process, and something will re-spark, something will rekindle, and you will see your faith grow in other ways. It doesn't always have to be off this way, you see. It doesn't always have to be off that way. With different religions or different pathways, different avenues, you know, they have a saying here in Glastonbury that there's many pathways to one source. That's the Chalice Wells message, and it is. There are many pathways to one source, and when you feel like you've lost your faith, it's because you are moving from one pathway to another, and it's being out in the wilderness that often we learn more. It's when you get lost in town. I remember when I first got my car, I got lost all the time, and I learnt more by being lost, and that's what happens to you when you lose your faith. You learn more about yourself, you learn more about other people, and when the time is ready, and it usually goes in a 7-year cycle. Usually you come back in and something else rekindles your belief in something, whether it's the divine, whether it's God, whether it's angels, whether it's yoga, whether it's football, whatever it is, whichever faith you follow, it will come back. And if you are feeling stuck, that's when you ask people like myself to help you, because you're never on your own, ever on your own. We just feel we are, so sometimes. So just reach out, ask somebody to give you some healing, some help, to get unstuck, to see things, reframe and see things in a different way. So, Catherine Peacoat is asking about the online classes and the Angel Awakening Academy. Well, we started this academy quite a few years ago now, and it takes place here in the Daisy Centre, where we meet for weekends, and there's courses on Sphere 1, 2, 3, and there are Flower of Life classes, crystal classes, but because of the COVID, we are putting it all online, which is actually taking a bit longer than I thought it was going to, but we've got our next one starting on the 5th of June, 5, 6, 7 of June, and then again in July. So if you are interested in learning about the Angels of Awakening, the Angels of Avalon, I have it here, but we've got to put it online. So it's Awakening with the Angels, one love, one heart, one breath as one, and there's the matrix, picture of the matrix on the front there. That's the Flower of Life with all of the spheres of light illuminated. So if you're interested, then put your name down, send us an email, and we will let you know as soon as we can. Very soon? Oh, sorry, yeah, Zoom. We're doing Zoom classes, that's where they are. Yes, so not only is it online, it's on Zoom. Yeah, we do have to make up for the income that we haven't got at the moment. It's amazing, isn't it? But people are, not just the online academy Zoom classes, we're doing a lot of absent and distance healing. What's the difference? Nothing. Distant healing is on the telephone and by Zoom. So, sorry, Paul's making some wonderful signs at me. So if you feel that you would like some healing and personal healing, then please contact me. I'm doing healing in the afternoons. We're doing the 11:11s in the morning, so that's a free saver to everyone who wants to just join in with the angels and bring in their energy. And then if you want a personal healing, it's in the afternoons. And then at the weekends we are running our Zoom classes. So, how do you know which Merlin you are talking to? Well, Nancy, that's a good question. Again, how do you know which angel you're talking to? Each angel has a different quality, has a different energy, has a different colour, a different quality, and so have the Merlins. So, you get to know which ones they are by practice, through practice. And ultimately, they are all one, because ultimately the angel, the divine energy, is one energy. It is one source of love. So it just, as it comes through the dimensions, as it comes through the time, because for instance the Merlin of the time of Jesus had a very different message and a very different healing quality and a healing purpose than the Merlin through the time of King Arthur. And likewise, the Merlins that we have on the planet today are doing a very, very different job than the King Arthur's Merlin. But it's all about healing, it's all about transformation. So don't get caught up with which one is it, just trust that you're calling the right one. And just by connecting to a Merlin, the Merlin, you are connecting to Merlin. You're taking away the I, you're taking it out of separation and bringing it in fully into the oneness of the heart. So just call Merlin. Merlin will come. He's absolutely amazing. And when I hear him, he goes, ho, 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 ho. Just laughs. The cosmic laughter is just incredible. And it's a really deep voice like this. And it's just fabulous. And the first time I heard Merlin, I frightened myself stupid. I was really very surprised by his booming voice. So I'm just going to ask, do you have to ask your questions out loud? No, you don't have to ask your questions out loud. Do you have to ask the angels questions out loud? I should have read that properly, sorry. No, you can ask the angels or Merlin anything in your head, in your heart. If you ask in your head, you'll get a head question, which means it will be logical and it will be all about thinking. If you ask the angels in your heart, it will be loving, it will be heartfelt. And if you ask the angels a question from your gut, it will be knowing. The trick is to be one love, one heart, one breath, and ask from a place of the heart that brings in the thinking and the knowing, so that all of the centres are together as one, so that you're asking your angels in your heart any question that you want, and you listen, you feel, you trust, you know in your heart what the answer is. And if you want to say it out loud, then what you're doing is you're sending that message out into the universe. And so you're reaffirming, you're telling yourself, because you yourself will hear, anyone else who's around you will hear if you're saying it out loud. And this is the reason for chanting, for mantras, for singing, for light language, is to make a loud sound that is out loud so that your body hears the vibration, so that if you're chanting or singing bhajans with a group of people, everybody is chanting the mantra at the same time. We had this morning on the motivational message at 11 on my Facebook page. It is amazing. It was Amma singing the mantra Radhe. Absolutely unbelievable. It is so cool. If you've got a few minutes just to watch it, you'll understand why I am so in love with the energy of the Divine Mother, Mata Amrita Andamai. That's her full name, Mother Amma, and she is the living goddess, the divine being on our planet. There's a few of them, but she's the one that I resonate to, because she gives you big hugs and she gives you sweeties when you go to see her for darshan. And darshan is the hug. It is giving. Amma gives you a hug, and in this time where we are unable to hug each other, it's so important to be able to hug and recognize that you can hug yourself. So this is why we have the angelic etheric hugs, to really let you know that you can hug yourself all the time, whenever. You are not alone. So next question, we've got 2 more questions. This is from Lee. Oh, I can say that wrong. Bozere. Oh, I'm so sorry, I'm going to say your name wrong, Lee. So I'm not going to say it. Blessings to you. Who are the angels of protection to watch over grandchildren and the angels of travel? Well, how many grandchildren have you got? I've got 5. I can't believe I'm so lucky to have 5 grandchildren. 3 children. 1 I birthed, the other 2 I had as stepchildren, beautiful boys, Alex and Ollie. And Lara, my daughter, she has 3 children. Ronnie's 11, he's the eldest. Juno is 6, and we have Frank, who is 1 on the 21st of June. And Alex has 2 little girls, Ella, who is 4, and just checking, and Emily, who's 2. She was 2 last week. So absolutely beautiful having grandchildren. If I'd known how good it was to be a grandma, I'd have had more children, I can tell you. So how do we protect them? How do we call the angels in? We just invite them, ask them. And who is it that protects your family? Well, they all do, but the one in particular is Archangel Michael. He is the protector. He is this massive, amazing, some people see him with blonde hair, some with dark. Personally, I think it changes for whoever wants it to be that colour. And he's got muscles. Oh my goodness me. This archangel is so huge. He's amazing. And he is the protector. He protects you from all harm with his blue cape, or he protects you with this rod of light, his sword of truth. And he is the archangel to protect your grandchildren, protect your husband, protect your wife, protect your family. Everybody can call Archangel Michael for protection. There are other archangels that will help to protect. Archangel Uriel, Archangel Zadkiel, Raziel, Sandalphon, Metatron, Melchizedek. You know, there are many, many angels of protection, and they will come as soon as you call. And what you do is you just visualize, again, coming back to that clairvoyance, that clairsentience, claircognizance, knowing that this white light or this purple light or this blue light is all around your grandchildren, your family, your home, your car, anything you wish to protect that is precious to you, but most of all, your grandchildren, especially if you can't see them at this time. Know that this big bubble of light, this blue light of Michael, he goes from blue right through to purple, so it can be the deep magenta colours, and it could be like fluorite, the crystal fluorite, where it goes through all the colours of blue, indigo, right through to the beautiful, beautiful violet, amethyst colours. And so that's who's going to protect your grandchildren. And then the archangel for travel is Archangel Raphael. He is emerald green, and Archangel Raphael is the archangel of travellers. He's also the archangel of healing. And when people come here to Avalon, to the Daisy Centre, we ask them to call in Archangel Raphael if they're lost. This golden thread of Raphael goes from their home to the Daisy Centre, so they find their way here quite easily. And so Archangel Raphael is the archangel who will help you on any travels or journeys that you're taking. And of course, we're really calling in Archangel Raphael. This is the colour, this beautiful, hello, this is a dragon plant, isn't it amazing? It has the most beautiful flowers, pink flowers, and so red leaves underneath, look at that. So the energy of emerald green, Archangel Raphael, and of course you can always bring in your dragons to protect. So the dragon energy will protect you. Archangel Michael has a dragon, Merlin has a dragon, absolutely wonderful. So I hope you've enjoyed this. We've got one more question left, which is from Catherine Peacoat. Are there female archangels? Oh yes, there are. There are lots and lots of female archangels. Some of them are the female aspects of the male archangels. There's a beautiful book that's just been written by, I've forgotten the lovely lady's name. It's in the Soul and Spirit magazine this month. Is it Callista? Ria's going to just find out her name for me. And it is the book of female archangels. I've ordered a copy, it hasn't arrived yet, but there are certainly, Akia is one of them, Acacia is one of the archangel females. Raphael is often thought of as a female archangel. Gabrielle is known as female and male, but it's really the aspect, because again, the angels are omnipresent, but they're also a balance of male and female. They come to us in form as males often, because in the past, not so much now, it was the energy of the males that were recognised first of all. So I hope that has, here we go, I've got the name of the, no, that's not it. It must have been last month. This is June's. It must have been May's. Beautiful book that's just been released. So Ria's just going to go and find out. So we're just letting you know that we're coming to an end now. So thank you so much for everybody who has joined us today and sent us lots of questions, and of course we've got lots more for next week too. So we're going to do the same time next week. That's the 1st of June. It'll be 7 o'clock British Summer Time, BST or GMT, and 11 o'clock PST. Okay, so I do hope that you've enjoyed it. Here it is. Meet the female archangels. I was close. It's expert Callista, and there we are. Her book is quite wonderful, and that was in the April edition of Soul and Spirit. This magazine is amazing. We've won a couple of times now, and we would love you to nominate us for the awards for next year. So, blessings to everybody who has joined me tonight. I do hope you've enjoyed it. It's been quite a marathon for me. And thank you to Paul, who has helped, and to Ria, and to all those wonderful people who have been sending me messages. We will get through to you. We will answer you. So same time next week, 1st of June, 7 p.m, 11 Pacific time. And see you in the morning, 11